What's up, guys? MainManSWE here, hoping you're all doing awesome as always, and patch 5.01 has dropped. And I'm gonna do one video on the patch itself, a general overview of what we got, and then this is the video dedicated to Feng, because this is the character where I thought we would get an avalanche of changes. I think he was gonna get hit a little bit like Lydia, Leroy, and especially Fakum Ram have been hit over a magnitude, multiple patches, you know, taking a sledgehammer quite literally to Fakum Ram's knees. I thought we were gonna get something similar here for Feng, but I just, lo and behold, I open the patch notes and it's 3 changes. And I'm like, okay. So I've done a couple of videos trying to explain how strong Feng is, and that he's super all-round, and you have to look at many different tools and aspects of a character to make him come down a little bit. So let's just go over what they did. So first off, they tell us we removed his absolutely overpowered and broken wall combo. And the Tekken community says, thank you. So the way this used to work is that, let's see, I'm gonna set Heihachi to get knocked down, and he's gonna be a good boy. He's gonna stay on the ground. Stay down, Heihachi. Let's see, I'm gonna do this. Bonk, bonk, bonk. So previously, bam, boom. That would connect for a total of like 33 damage, I think. It was ridiculously broken, and you can go back and watch Khan, his geese, versus Ni's Feng at Evo. Anytime Khan ended up on the wall, splat, kaplonk, and he basically died. So this would only work on buff male characters. So not every male character, but those who were considered a little bit chunkier than the others, like Heihachi and geese. So that's gone. So this is really good because, yeah, to be honest, that was hilariously overpowered, but it even was a thing. And would also work from forward 3. The reason it connects now is because I've set Heihachi to quick stand. So this will still connect if you get, you know, you get spiked into the floor and you try to move on the ground. This will still connect. So what it's going to be now is basically if he wants to do a mix-up situation in the Oki between a stomp, so that's if you stay on the ground, or if I read correctly you're gonna move, I still get that shoulder. But it's not guaranteed anymore. But what we have to mention is that he still has a guaranteed wall combo that does above average damage. He still does 1-3, shoulder, connects on any character in the game. It's extremely consistent, and it does 23 damage. For reference, Kazuya's while standing 4, down forward 1-4, 1+2, does 20 damage. Most wall combos do 20 damage. So even after removing his hilariously overpowered wall combo, he still has a very strong wall combo. So Feng still does well with walls. So that was the first change, and thank God for that change. The next change is the Kempo stance, which is a ridiculous stance. It's gotten 2 changes, and it's Kempo 2 has been nerfed, and they also nerfed Kempo 3. So what happened to... it should be noted that he still has frames during the stance where he can block. So that's still a thing. He can't block as soon as you activate Kempo, you can't block for a couple of frames. But it's like halfway into that stance, he can block. For some reason. I've never understood quite why, but, you know, that's still a thing. It hasn't gone away. But so Kempo 2 still knocks down, but now they can back roll. They've changed that knockdown state, and now they can back roll. So no longer does Feng get a guaranteed shoulder. So this is very nice. Again, this was, even though that was a high, it was a very safe and fast option that probably shouldn't have gotten Feng like, what, 45, 50 damage on counter hit. So this is good. This is still very strong, by the way. It's just not ridiculous, right? And then we have this move, which is the Kempo stance launcher, Kempo free. Used to be only -12. And I don't know why. Again, I'm just scratching my head. Why was that ever -12? It's basically the equivalence of a backswing blow, right? Huh! He goes back. If you combine backdash with Kempo, extremely evasive, and then can visually confirm, oh, opponent whiffed. And you do that, and they get launched. And for some reason, that was -12. That's a little bit ridiculous, right? So now, -16. So now, if Feng does this, he takes a huge risk. This used to only be a risk on whiff. But now, even on block, -16. So that means every single character in the game is going to launch you, pretty much. Well, Steve is not going to launch you, but pretty much every character is going to launch you. So... and that's good. Great change. But unfortunately, these are all of the changes. That's it. So he lost broken wall combo. Kempo 2 is more fair. Kempo 3 is more fair. But that's it. He still has 23 damage wall combo. That's really good. Works on every character in the game. Kempo still remains very strong. Very evasive. Have some block frames. Confirm the whiff. I just launched you. Still has super strong combos, right? And Kempo 2, again, no guaranteed shoulder, but that's still a very solid option. So those were the changes, and yeah, what else remains? He's still ultra evasive. These buttons. Up for 2 remains the same. This is something I thought they were going to change. It still has... it unchanged. Still has insane pushback on block. -10 only in theory. In practice, like, no one reaches that far. Even Gigas whiffs here. Which is with his super long reaching jab. Down back 3 still ridiculous. Damage into Oki. Back 1 still crazy strong. Shoulder still does 26 damage as a follow-up there. Still has his down forward 3 safe. Sidestep 4 mix-up. Punch parry is still -12 on block. Down forward 1 is still 0 on block. Still knocks down on counter it for +36. Back 4 is still a safe 12 frame homing attack mid. Safe mid. This is homing mid. Long reach, 12 frames fast. That's faster than a down forward 1. A homing mid. Watch how many times Knee does that attack per fucking round. It's 27 of them if he's feeling cautious, you know. Down 2 is still arguably the best low in the game, in my opinion. Super evasive. 17 damage. Fast. Knocks down on counter it into guaranteed stomp. Forward 4 is still a ridiculously strong keep out attack. I mean, the list goes on and on. Punch parry setups. Safe fall bounce, -6. The character is still ridiculous. Like, they didn't nerf his poking at all. And again, he has some of the best... he probably has the best poking in the game if he's allowed to stay right next to you. At this range, he has just the best options in the game and best frames, I would say. And super evasive. Very strong punishment. Yeah. I would be very surprised if anyone after this patch sees Feng as anything outside of top 5. Yeah, I don't see it. He is still exceptionally strong. So this was a little bit disappointing, and it's a little bit weird seeing how Fakum Ram, Leroy, and Lydia over the course of a couple of patches can get absolutely murdered. Absolutely murdered. I mean, Leroy, I think, has had... is it above 70 individual nerfs? Is it 80 of them? honestly, I haven't kept track, but it's almost 100 nerfs, I would say. It's just, they've kept chipping away at him. And he's still survived okay. He's not top 1 anymore, but he's like, he's mid-tier, upper mid-tier. He does all right. Lydia is in a bad state. She's not very strong at all. Fakum Ram is low tier these days. So Feng Wei, widely considered top 2, it's finally his turn, and it's 3 individual nerfs, and it basically feels like a slap on the wrist. So I'm a little bit dumbfounded as to what this means, if he's going to stay like this for the rest of Tekken 7's lifespan, but we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. So it's very nice to see that the busted shit is gone, and the dumb stance Kempo has been toned down a little bit, but there's just so many things here unchanged that are so ridiculous that I just, yeah, I don't know. And while standing 1 remains the same. Arguably the best mid check in the game remains the same. So yeah, we're still gonna see a ton of Feng Wei. A ton of Feng Wei. And that's alright. Feng Wei is cool, but he should have not gotten away with this. Considering what has happened to a multitude of other characters, I don't see why Feng Wei got away with this, personally.